What's going on, Legionnaires, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, and make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out. Now, for this video, we're going to be jumping into Robin, issue number 2. And if you didn't catch issue number 1, go ahead and check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It's going to get you completely caught up on everything that's been going on in this super awesome line. Now, this is written by Joshua Williamson, and pencils, inks, and colors are by Gleb Melinkov. And in the last issue, what we saw was Damian making his way to an island, Lazarus Island to be exact. And arriving on this island, he found out that it's more of a Mortal Kombat style tournament that he's found himself in. And before introductions are even on the way, Damian Wayne gets killed by Flatline. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright guys, so as we jump into issue number 2, we see Damian Wayne. He's sitting here on a cot, and he's slowly healing. He's healing from the wound that Punchline gave him. The wound that ultimately ended his life. And as his wound heals, we see him jump back to life. And looking around the room, this is when he sees Ravager. Ravager's been waiting for him to come back. And really, Ravager's just telling him he's an idiot. Like, if he would have just listened for a split second to her, he may still have been alive. He wouldn't have died. But she's going to give him the tour. Help him really understand more about Lazarus Island. Now, as we can tell so far, nobody can die on the island. The name is pretty self-explanatory when you think about it. You know, it is Lazarus Island. And the fact that people can't die, it really does help with the fight to the death tournament that they have going on. Because now people can really use all of their abilities, all of their skills to the full potential. Now, after we saw Robin literally get his heart ripped out of his chest, the rules were explained. Now, everybody was brought to this island because they were willing to kill to win. And while everybody is on this island, no matter how horrific the death, they will always come back. But there's a catch. The catch is that you get 3 deaths. And after everybody has died at least one time, that is when the true tournament begins. And she also tells everybody that they're allowed to leave anytime they would like. But if they do die a 3rd time, their soul stays here forever. And the last rule that they have is combat can only occur during the daytime. So the last survivor, whoever that may be, they will be granted the title of legend, and they will be given the gift of immortality. Now, Damian, after hearing the rules, he gets kind of excited. He's kind of happy about this, because now he can kill with no shame and no guilt, and he can truly let loose all of this teenage anger that he has inside of him. And before Ravager can even say anything, we see Robin jumping into action. He's ready to play this game. And this is where we see him wreaking havoc on anybody that is in close vicinity to him. And after we see him take out like 3 or 4 people, this is when he comes toe-to-toe with Flatline. Now, Robin, he really wants a rematch with her, but he's biding his time. He's waiting right now. He's got to test the waters. He's got to see how everybody operates. But he's also not going to miss the opportunity to flaunt what he can actually do. And then Ravager, she reins him in a little bit and tells him who the biggest threats on the island are going to be. And those biggest threats are Respawn, a guy that dresses up like Deathstroke. He's super chaotic, undisciplined, and just a wild individual. We have Double XL, a kid with a bigger ego than Damian himself, and an entourage of individuals that are absolutely annoying. Flatline, of course, who he's already met and already lost alive due to her. And then there's Black Swan. Now, Black Swan is one of the individuals we just saw Robin take out. He got the jump on her, but Ravager lets him know that that's not going to happen again. But she says the worst of them is going to be Hawk. Now, Hawk is an individual that the League of Shadows brought. And we really don't know what the League of Shadows is doing here. You know, the League of Lazarus and the League of Shadows, they're not really on talking terms, if you will. So we can only assume that them bringing Hawk here, it has some kind of ulterior motive. And we see Hawk in action. He's taken on someone and he is whooping their butt. And he gets to the point where he's about to kill them. he hesitates momentarily, but this is when his handler yells at him and kind of tells him that he needs to do the job. He needs to do what the League of Shadows has commanded him to do. And this is where we see Hawk snap the dude's neck. As Ravager was naming everybody off, everybody that could be a threat, she neglected to name herself, and this makes Robin very curious. But the reason that she did this is because she has no intentions of actually seeing this all the way through. She has no quest or goal for immortality, but she doesn't let us know exactly what she's up to. She just lets us know that she's not going to stay the entire tournament. She's going to end up leaving early, which is something that they can do. They can come and go. They can't come and go. They can go at any time they would like. Then Ravager shows him to the dorms. Now the dorms are kind of like another safe zone. You're not allowed to kill anybody inside of the dorms and so on and so forth. And Ravager, she continues on letting him know that she's willing to train him. She wants to train him because he's going to need some help. You know, his tactics are good, but to be able to survive this island, to be able to make it out alive, he's going to need some tactics that Batman may not have taught him. But Robin, Damian, being himself, completely dismisses this. He's the son of Batman after all. What could Ravager possibly teach him that Batman hasn't already done? And that's when we're taken to later this evening. Later in the evening at the heart of the island, we have Robin lurking around the shadows. And as he's sitting here spying on what seem to be League of Lazarus individuals, Flatline comes sneaking up on him. Now we have to remember that they're not allowed to kill each other at nighttime. These rules are in place and they're gonna follow them, both of them. Now Flatline, she's kind of like the apprentice to Lord Deathman. And this is the first time that he's ever let her out. And so really she's having fun. She's just exploring. She's just seeing what Robin's doing. And it doesn't seem like Robin's going to be able to lose her tail, if you will. So he decides to just bring her along. They follow these individuals into what seems to be a secret tunnel. And as they're walking down this tunnel, they see symbols on the wall. These symbols are glowing in a bright green color. And as they get to the end of this tunnel, it opens up. It opens up into a giant Lazarus pit, a Lazarus pool, if you will, and they eavesdrop on a conversation talking about how it's unstable, how they need more to feed it. Now we can only assume that they're talking about souls, probably people, and so it makes me believe that this entire tournament is definitely set up with ill intentions. I don't know if anybody is actually going to be able to get off of this island. Now Robin wastes no time. He doesn't want to get caught hanging around this place, and so he takes off. He heads out the other side of the tunnel, and as he's making his way out, this is when someone launches a net at him. The net catches him up just momentarily, but he uses one of his Robin rings and breaks out of it. And the individual that took him out, that surprised him, was Ravager. And she tells him, you obviously need a little bit of help, a little bit of training. If I can come and do this, you're gonna need a little bit of help from me. But the thing is, she figured out he doesn't need help with combat training. He really does take himself too seriously at times. He always thinks it's an insult if anybody were ever to get the drop on him. His ego is so inflated. And after doing some observation, she finally realizes what Damian actually needs. Something that Batman is completely incapable of being able to teach him. She needs to show him how to have fun. And this is when they arrive on the beach with everybody else that is here for the tournament. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Personally, I'm really enjoying it. We can definitely tell that Joshua Williamson was heavily influenced by Mortal Kombat when creating this. And I really do enjoy it. I really like seeing Damian in this element, where he has the opportunity to be ruthless, to be unchained, to be untethered to any kind of moral code. And so I think for the first time ever, we're going to get to see Robin truly being able to reach his full potential, to see what he can really do. And I think we're also going to see a lot of character growth. we're going to see a lot of growth and him as an individual learning how to open up and to be vulnerable to others. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit the notification bell, make sure you don't miss any of the awesome content we have coming out. Tomorrow, we're going to be covering TMNT, The Last Ronin. Be sure that you don't miss it, because it is one heck of a freaking series. And with that being said, until the next breakdown.